10 Gulfstream. This is Next Weather.
All right, here's what we're tracking. The July pattern in full force across the Gulf Coast. We've got some evening storms out there that will be fading out overnight. We will watch the coastal areas for rain showers and storms tomorrow morning, and then inland areas in the afternoon, with rain actually likely tomorrow. Chances up to 60%. And we'll see some subtle changes, but not a lot of big wholesale changes with the weather pattern. Let's look at the beach tomorrow, and got to talk rip currents. That's one of the biggest threats as far as weather-related hazards in our area. We'll actually have a low risk of rip currents tomorrow. The big issue at the beaches will be what we've been seeing, which will be the potential of lightning. It could be a big problem as we look at the situation with showers and thunderstorms in the forecast for tomorrow. And our forecast rip current wise stay low there with the rip currents Thursday and Friday, but thunderstorms will be around as a threat to any beach plans that you have. Surf height's about 2 feet, water temperature 85 degrees. All right, what about the tropics? Well, big upper trough in the eastern United States. That's really putting the kibosh on any activity in the Gulf. Winds not favorable really for anything to pop up here locally, and nothing brewing. But out over the Atlantic, we've got some really warm water in the Atlantic. We've already seen some Atlantic systems this year. We've got one that's got a chance of getting going here east of Bermuda. The odds of development about 50%, mainly between now and about Friday. It says next 7 days, but really it's the next 4 or 5 days. Some opportunities here for development before this runs into some cooler water here in the open Atlantic, and we don't expect it to impact us or land areas or anything like that, even if it forms. Your futurecast looks promising for mid to late evening. Showers and storms fading out through tomorrow morning. Starting to see some activity near the coast tomorrow. Real active over the coastal waters through about 10 a.m. Down towards Gulf Shores, Pensacola may see some morning storms, and then the activity gets going in the inland areas midday and afternoon. You can see the 3 o'clock time frame there. Showers and storms. Our extended outlook, rain chance at 60% on Wednesday, 50% Thursday. A little lower on Friday at 40%. Temps popping up into the mid-90s by the end of the week, and as we head into the early part of the weekend. We'll have your extended forecast coming up, plus hot weather. Well, we've got a little taste of it here, but it's really building over other parts of the United States. And what's causing that? Meteorologist Michael White breaks it down on Next Weather right after this.
Can I play? Sure, but you need to bring your own truck. That's not a problem.
The FOX10 Storm Tracker fleet, taking you live to more places, covering the Gulf Coast like no one else can. Unrivaled experience, unparalleled severe weather coverage.
I think I need a bigger sandbox.
Well, the temperatures are going to be very hot here over the next couple of days, but other parts of the country will be much hotter than us. Meteorologist Michael White takes a look at where the hottest weather will be.
I hope you're all enjoying your Tuesday night on the Gulf Coast. We are going to be talking about what the weather pattern is going to be looking like for the next several days. And I know that Jason's talked a lot about it already here on Next Weather, but the upper level high that is creating that massive heat wave in the southwestern United States, we're going to look at the upper air charts. We're going to look to see if it's going to be headed this way and if we're going to see our heat levels building to the extremes we saw earlier in the summer. So let's take a little peek at that right now. This is the winds at 18,000 feet off the ground. And what you're looking at is a big 594 ring. And you notice that circling parts of New Mexico, Arizona, parts of Texas, part of Southern California. Caught underneath that thing, that is the upper high, and that is the heat ridge. And once you're underneath that, you're going to be dealing with massively hot temperatures. And you can see on the circle, I'll zoom in tighter towards that, you can see where it says 594. And that is the circle, that is the heat dome. And if you're caught underneath that, it is going to be incredibly hot. Notice we are on the outside of that. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to be cool here on the Gulf Coast. It's still going to be hot, but it's going to be more seasonal heat and nothing too out of control. Now, that is a look at how things will look tomorrow. This is a glimpse at how things are going to be looking on Thursday. Notice the upper high continues to sit over parts of the West Coast, California, Arizona, New Mexico. We see a deep trough diving into Canada. It would be great if we could get some of that down here and get some cooler summer air, but we know that's not going to be the case. We go forward to the end of the week. This is Friday, and you can see the temperatures out on the west coast might even be getting hotter, because not only do you have the 594 ring, you might have a 597 ring showing up by the time the weekend kicks off. That's Friday, and here's a look at Saturday. You can see that cooler air stops in the Midwest. It doesn't reach us. And as we zoom in a little bit tighter toward parts of California, you could see 597, which is an even stronger upper high. That'll cover parts of California, Nevada, Arizona, Utah. So that is where the extreme heat is going to be building over the next several days. Now, as mentioned, it's still going to be hot and humid here. We're not getting out of that. These are the projected temperatures for the next several days all the way throughout mid-July, and highs are going to be in the mid to low 90s. Morning temperatures mid to upper 70s, so it's going to be humid, hot, and it's going to feel about 10 degrees hotter than that. The heat index will easily be over 105 every single day, but at least it's not going to be the kind of extreme heat they're going to be dealing with on the west coast. What we would need for things to feel good around here is for the humidity to drop. And you know, in mid-July, that's just not going to happen. We have to wait till at least after Labor Day for that to take place. But most years, we have to wait till at least late September to get our first push of less humid air on the Gulf Coast. But hey, we can always keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best, right? And that's going to be the case this year. We always have to try to make it through the tough, hot, muggy, hazy summer. For next weather, I'm meteorologist Michael White. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday night. I will see you bright and early to start your Wednesday on Good Day Gulf Coast.
Yeah, Michael, you know, the hottest temperature ever recorded in the United States, 134 degrees in Death Valley. And the predictions there on Monday are for a temperature of 130 degrees. But nothing like that here. I'll have your extended forecast coming up.
New to the FOX10 weather app, your 24-hour radar forecast. Be the first to see how precipitation is going to affect your plants across the Gulf Coast. Detailed hour by hour. The 24-hour radar forecast on the FOX10 weather app. Plus the latest breaking news with the FOX10 News app.
Got them both.
Stay alert with FOX10. Prime time is FOX10 time.
The latest on the night's top stories are first on FOX10 News at 9.
Wrap up your day, informed and ready for the morning.
All right, long range, we do see the heat building here a little bit as we head into the end of the week and the weekend. Rain showers and storms still going to be a constant. Some days a little better chance than others. Friday a little lower and then ramping back up. Looks like rain likely Sunday and Monday. A lot of moisture hanging around. Long range, do we see any changes? Well, could be a little drier in the long term. If this plays out according to the modeling, that by Thursday and Friday of next week, we could see a little drier air getting in here. But all in all, looks like more of the same. And changes are usually very gradual in the summertime and right near the climatological peak of the summertime heat and humidity. So we'll just keep rolling through it. Good news is the tropics look quiet for us. So we'll keep you posted on your forecast here on Next Weather.